we'll start with that is use state part only. So now we will start with the other methods which is available in React hooks. Okay, so let's see that. So use effect hooks na enna appdi paakalam. Idhile vandu different idu irukku. So நம்ம இது வரைக்கும் பார்த்தது use state மட்டும் தான் பார்த்திருக்கோம். So what are the other hooks we have? Use effect hook, and then use reference hook, and then we have use context hook, and one more is custom hooks. Okay, so these are the different hooks we have. So now we will see about the use effect hooks. So use effect hooks அப்படினா என்னன்னா it actually allows one to declare the state variables inside the function. ஓகேங்களா? So what is that is sorry, this is about use state, right? So use state தான் நமக்கு அந்த மாதிரி யூஸ் ஆகும். Use effect அப்படின்றது என்னன்னா is used to handle the side effects in the React. So என்னென்ன side effects na such as fetching the data and updating the DOM. So that is used to handle the side effects in React, such as fetching data and updating DOM. So this hooks run on every render, but there is also a way of using a dependency arrays using which we can control the effect of rendering. So rendering vandu namakku affect agama irukadhukku we are just using this handling the side effects. We are going for use effect hooks. Okay ba? So but state edukku namakku use agudhu use state vandu calling the hooks should always be mainly vandu in the use state hooks vandu enna reason appadina it is allows to declare a state variable inside the function. ஒரு ஸ்டேட் வேரியபிளை நீங்கள் ஃபங்க்ஷனுக்குள்ளே ரெப்ரசன்ட் பண்ணலாம். அண்ட் தி அதர் ரீசன்ஸ் லைக் இட் இஸ் மோஸ்ட் டெவலப்பர்ஸ் ப்ரிஃபர்ஸ் யூஸிங் அ ஃபங்க்ஷனல் காம்பனண்ட் யூஸிங் அ யூஸ் ஸ்டேட் ஹூக் இஸ் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஓகே, ஸோ நவ் வில் கண்டினியூ வித் யூஸ் எஃபெக்ட் ஹூக்ஸ். First one is used to handle the side effects in React, such as fetching a data and updating the DOM. And then now how we can import enna pannu import use that is use effect hook, import use effect from React. And structure of use effect hook la vandu enna syntax abdina syntax will be so inga enna syntax enadhu const variable, set variable and use state. But here use effect, and then inside we need to give a function and then dependencies. Okay, so we know the use effect is used for causing the side effects in functional components and ways of controlling the side effects in use state hooks. So like side effects vandu namakku control agum. Let's see that. 1 minute. So ways to control, so control pannalamina. The first one is to run the use state on every render. Do not pass any dependency. Any dependency may pass panna kudadu. And like this, the first is use effect like this will be using. So effect example. The code vandu you will be writing here. What is the code? Okay, and next thing is to run a use effect only once on the first render pass any empty array in a dependency. Dependency la edho or empty array irukku So this is a function. இங்க வந்து வெறும் function மட்டும் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, dependency எதுமே இல்ல. ஓகேங்களா? So next இதுல என்னன்னா next condition வந்து use effect. இங்க வந்து code comma and then இங்க நம்ம dependencies mention பண்ணனும். And third one வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா to run the use effects on the change of particular value. So எதுனா particular values நம்ம இது பண்ணனும்னா we need a what drops and state use பண்ணனும், right? So we'll be using a use effects of, this is the syntax of using this. Okay, and inside this we'll be giving a code comma drops dot state. Okay, so we'll just write an example, following codes like so first we will create one component. Okay, so let's create a component. So where is the code? So here I'm just creating one component, or new folder one create பண்ணிக்கிறேன். ஓகேங்களா? components. So in the components folder kulla I'm creating one file. So that is called hook counter 1.js. Clear? So this is the file. So now first hook ku paathidalam. So hook la vandu I'm just going to use a use effect hooks concept vandu na use panna poren. Okay, so let me import. So enna import pananum, I'm going to import two things. One is use state use panna poren, and then I have to use effect. But use effect mattum appadina you can mention that alone. So from React, so function keyword, and I'm giving a component name to be hook count 1. And next one we need two things. One is use state, the another one is use effect, right? So to give a that is a variable, the value to it, we are using that is count. So first enna initial value variable kudukanum, and then function onu kudukanum. Set count equals to use state of. And use effect ku enna pannalam, use effects. So this is a syntax, right? Use effect of. So use effect of, and then curly brace. Here we will be using a arrow function, right? So arrow function use paniyachu, and inside this I'm going to give a code vandu mention panidalam. Code vandu just giving a document dot title. So title vandu print panna poren. So is equals to, I'm just giving as you clicks dollar count. Okay, and then times, how many times it is going to be. Okay, so dollar use பண்றதுனால we'll be using a backticks here. Backticks use பண்ணியாச்சு. And next to this we need to after closing this, I'm just giving the dependencies to be what? Count is my dependencies. So adukapra finally we will be going to the return method. 1 minute guys. So after this count, I'm just giving a return keyword. of div container. So div container la or button create பண்ணிக்கிறேன். Button on click. So arrow function is created. So என்ன set பண்ண போறேன் அப்படினா set count of, I'm just using this, okay, just using this. Here I will mention what it is going to print. ஓகேங்களா, அதுக்கு ஒரு parameter set பண்ணிக்கலாம். இங்க கொடுத்திருக்க அந்த மெத்தட்க்கு I'm just giving previous count, okay, and then again giving a previous count plus 1. And button la just you can give click count times. That's புரிஞ்சுச்சாமா? ஸோ எப்படி வந்து யூஸ் ஸ்டேட் எஃபெக்ட் வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு ஜஸ்ட் நம்ம என்னென்னு கொடுக்குறோம், document dot title னு கொடுத்துருக்கோம். And one more thing, we need to create app.js file. So app.js file la போயிட்டு import react from react, import app.css, import what is the component name, who counter 1 from dot slash of components. So in the folder kulla irukuma, so it is in the folder component, right? Component folder kulla da hooks irukku. So I'm just giving a path components slash hook counter 1. So double quotes, semicolon, and here also I'm just mentioning yep. And here I'm adding the, because in the app component la we need to call this parent component, right? So here a function component create பண்ணிக்கிறேன் because நம்ம டைரக்ட்டா பண்ண முடியாது, ரைட்டா? So I'm just using this return of div container. So div container la I'm giving a class name is equals to app of, and the hook counter 1 slash. Sorry, the here we need to export, right? So export default hook counter 1. So here you can see, so whatever you are doing, just showcasing a click time. So இந்த கிளிக் டைம் வந்து நீங்கள் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் இதில் யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். பட் என்ன உங்களுக்கு இதில் ஒரு பெனிஃபிட் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, நீங்கள் டாக்குமெண்ட் டைட்டில்னு கொடுத்துருக்கீங்களா, இட் ரீட்ஸ். ஸோ அது வந்து ரீட் பண்ணும். ரீட் பண்ணிவிட்டு it will show you the output here itself. So when you click on the button, the count value increments and the document title will get updated. ஓகேங்களா? So this is the easy way of doing this. Okay, clear? So using dependency. So when we specify the use effect, we basically requesting the React to execute the function. So நம்ம வந்து function வந்து execute பண்றோம். So whenever we are using this use effect. So that is the first point. And next is when we pass in the use effect function as an argument. So argument அந்த function pass பண்றப்போ every time to the component renders. Second thing, inside the component, so we can easily access the component state and props and easy handle pannalam. So we can easily, but idhuve neenga class component use pannina, it will be very difficult while we are using it. Correct? Puriyadama? The ways of how we can use this one. புரிஞ்சுச்சா? hooks concept, used effect புரிஞ்சுச்சா? So யார் புதுசா ஜாயின் பண்றாங்கன்னா அவங்கள I won't admit my hereafter. ஓகேங்களா? Who's joining from the beginning, I will give them. So otherwise, so Janani Kumar இப்பதானே ஜாயின் பண்றாங்க. I don't know how it is going to be 50 now. So previously it is 34 and 35. This is not fair, guys. So next one, the use ref hooks பார்க்கலாம். So use ref hooks na enna? Okay, this allow directly to create a reference to the DOM element in a functional components. Okay, it allows directly create a reference to the DOM element in functional component. Clear? And the use references also is added in 16.8 version la add pannanga. And reason for why we need to go for this, reason why we need to use this. Okay, it is easy to access a DOM element. Okay, easy to access a DOM element in a more efficient way as compared to a simple reference. Okay, simple reference it is easy way to do it to access the DOM. And hooks also prevents across the various re-render and do not cause a re-render when a value is changed. They make application faster and helping catching and storing the previous value. So எல்லாமே ஒரு different concept மட்டும் ஞாபகம் வச்சுட்டு அதோட syntax ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. And then if you do some 3 to 4 examples, you will easily understand. Okay, so importing, என்ன import பண்ணனும் இதுக்கு? Again, for this one, import use reference from React. And structure வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா const keyword and reference container is equals to and use reference use பண்ணனும் and your initial value. You can directly give the initial value here. Okay, so it will what it will do is it will return the mutable reference object கொடுக்கும். Immutable and mutable means easily we can change. Okay, it returns a mutable reference object. Clear? And the value is persisted in the reference container dot current property la and save aayirkum. And so we'll see one example for this use reference. work on this, I'm just giving an input reacts, comma, so in the React la vandu enna components nam add panna porom, sorry. So we will be using a use reference, right? So use reference add paniyachu, and next to this I'm creating a function component app of, and creating a reference object using a reference hook. So I'm just creating a constant keyword, and the variable name it is going to be focus point is equal to use reference of null. So in the value vandu just a null in mattum specify panikiren starting la, and I'm using a const keyword on click handler. So this is the method. I'm creating arrow function. So focus points. So focus point vandu it's a reference container, okay la, and the value pudukano, and then what is your current dot value. So what is your current dot value is going to be, directly you can give it like, say example, I'm just giving giving some text, okay. Let me give it as going with GCE Tanjavur, which, so after giving this I'm giving a semicolon, and again I'm focusing on a method. So focus points dot current dot focus. So as of now I've created a reference object using a reference hooks vachu. Idu vandu reference object vandu create pannirkom evidina using a reference hooks vachu create pannirkom, and one method, right, on click handler, using an arrow function I just given a value like focus point enna kudukna, current value should be displaying like this, and focus nu kuduthirukkom, okay. So now I'm going to the return method. Return method la I'm going to use a fragment. Let me give a fragment here. Fragment. 1 minute guys. Give me 1 minute. Super irukku cellum. Enga pindu pari nalla thane irukku. Cellum evlo ayada irukku. Enga petta avlada. Pari nalla thane. You 1 minute, guys. Okay, ma. So we were seeing about this one, right? Focus points, current focus. So after this, I'm just giving a written method. Inside the written method, I'm giving a fragment. So fragment create பண்ணியாச்சு. So fragment the glass குள்ள வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா I'm just giving a the DAV container. Okay. ஒரு DAV containerம் ஒரு label ஒன்னு create பண்ணிக்கிறேன். So inside the button I'm just creating a on click. Handler action. Just the on click on the method that is on the particular number create panolya. So I'm using that here, and next to that on the button ke enna name kuduthirukena action kuduthachu. Okay, so label la just if you want to give anything just mention it. I'm giving a label like click on the action button. To focus and populate the text. Okay, and next is text area. So வந்து ஒரு reference create பண்ணிருக்கோம் இல்லையா, so அந்த இதை இங்க யூஸ் பண்ணணும். What is that? Reference point. Sorry, that is focus point. So reference is focus point. Sport default app. Curly brace correct. So now if you type something, so it will get into the action. That's it. So it is showcasing the other thing, so which I have mentioned here. You mentioned panindalya So GEC college, the current value is focusing. Okay, so main use reference ke eppadi nama syntax use pannom and how we can do this. The example mainly if you click on the button, action button click pannina, whenever we click the button, on click handler getting triggered. On click handler irukla idu trigger agum. Idu trigger aagi it will focus on the text area with the help of use reference hook mulema it will show the output. Clear amma? So this is a use reference, and then we have something called as use context hook. So it is also the same thing. So the usage meta pathilla, and then we will move on to the advanced concept called router. So routers pathna. So what is called routers? So generally router na enna meaning ma? So what is called router? What is called routers? Any idea? Routers na enna theriyuma enakku? Normal router. What is router? So இப்போ நம்ம concepts என்ன பார்த்தோம் மார்னிங்ல இருந்து? Just we discussed about provide Wi-Fi. Okay, we were talking about normal router. Okay, fine. So இங்க router னு ஒரு கான்செப்ட் இருக்கு. React routers and pagination சொல்லலாம். ஓகேங்களா? So அப்படினா என்ன கான்செப்ட் அப்படினா, so if you want to route from one particular page to the another, client sideல பார்க்க போறோம். ஓகேங்களா? அதுவும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா இது back endல நம்ம route பண்ணுவோம். Okay. But so as of now we will see how in the front endல எப்படி நம்ம route பண்ணலாம்னு பார்ப்போம். So இந்த கான்செப்ட் நல்லா கவனிச்சுக்கோங்க. எல்லாரும் you have to create a portfolio using a React routers. Clear? Okay va. So let me, and also I'll showcase you some examples on the connection and deployment in GitHub. GitHub la எப்படி deploy பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்றது பார்க்கலாம் எனக்கு. Okay. So React.js routers. React.js router. Just 1 minute, let me get the PPT. இப்போ நம்ம பேசிக்ஸ் எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும். ரியாக்ட் காம்பனன்ட்ஸ் என்ன, ஸ்டேட் என்ன, ப்ராப்ஸ் என்ன அதுன்னு பார்த்தோம். ரைட்டா? ஸோ நவ் வி வில் see about this one. Advanced JS. So என்னென்ன கான்செப்ட்ஸ் இருக்குன்னா already we have gone through about what is hooks, right? So to page routings பார்ப்போம், and apps applications எப்படி create பண்ணலாம், and then what is React connection and deployments. Okay, so first what is React hooks நம்ம already பார்த்தோம், just we'll have a glance. Okay, it is introduced in 16.8 React and was to use a state and other React features without writing a class component. And hooks provide a simpler and more functional approaches to managing a state, side effects and other features. And need for hooks: when you need to develop a functional component, and after that if you need to include any state to it, earlier we do that by transforming into the class, right? So now we can do it utilizing a hooks. So rules of hooks already paathutom. Invoking a hooks at the higher level, hooks through the react function, and hook state. So APIs. So we can classify the inbuilt hooks into two parts. So they are like basic hooks and additional hooks. Basic hooks pathina use effect and use context. So use effect API receive a method or a function that comprises the essential code. Okay, we cannot include the side effects like subscription use panna mudiyadhu and mutation, logging in the function body. So we can use a use effect to run those side effects. And for context, receives a context objects and gives a present value of the context by using a value props. This is the additional hooks. So this is like types of hooks. So clarifications I will suggest you this official website. So React order. This is the official website. So nammaloda self practice ellame irukku. But if you want to know more about this, you can just visit here and you can understand how it is working. Okay, now. So main concepts, hooks concepts, and different hooks and testings is there contributing. Okay, now. So then you check panni paathukonga. Let me also share this link. Because like you're going for any new technology, just you need to visit the official website, check panni. Okay, now. So use reducer is a substitute of use state. So use reduce when the state logic comprises of multiple value. Okay, so at the time we can use this use reduce and returns a dispatch method coupled with the present state. And use callback, use memo, use reference, imperative handle, use a layout effect, use debug value. So when to use this hooks? So when to use this hook? So we will use the hooks when the application contains single view and does not load or save the state, and no asynchronous input or output. So when the component do not use a network, do not load or save the state, requires a few transitory native component states. Okay. So for that particular time, so we can go for a hooks. These are the important things. So again repeat, when application contains a single view and does not load or save the state, and no asynchronous or input or output, then we can go for this. How to create your own hooks? So this is already in our path to right up. So just we'll skip this. And now we will come to an routing. So what is called page routing? Page routing na நம்ம நார்மலா HTML பண்றோம் இல்லையா? So HTML நம்ம bookmark னு ஒரு கான்செப்ட் பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா? So bookmarkல என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? Just we will navigate from one particular tab to the another particular tab, right? So that is easily happen through in the router also we can do it. Okay, clear? So routing in React is a mechanism by which we can navigate through a website or a web application. Routing can be a server-side routing or a client-side routing. ரெண்டுமே இருக்கு. So நம்ம பார்க்க போறது பாத்தீங்கன்னா client-side routing பார்ப்போம். ஓகேங்களா? So app and history log of URLs, React router and notify the React to the show component. So what is React router? So React router is a part of a client-side routing. Client-side routing, and React routing without any knowledge of it can be manually implemented using a use state and JSX for conditioning. Okay, but being ineffective for a large scale application like e-commerce, it still can act as a boilerplate for understanding the routing. Okay, but e-commerce la pathina it is somewhat inefficient. Okay, and server side routing la pathina in every request being a full page refresh, loading unnecessary and repeated data every time, causing a bad UX and delay in loading. So with the client side routing, it could be rendering of a new component where routing is handled internally by a JavaScript. Components is rendered only without a server being reloaded. So server illama reload பண்ணலாம். இப்போ நீங்க வந்து ஒரு particular data fetch பண்ணி and outputல எடுக்கிறீங்க, so that can easily be done using a React router. But in a normal HTML CSS JS எடுத்தீங்கன்னா we definitely need some dynamic language. Okay, like server scripting definitely but here we can do it. So that's what they are saying. So basic routing and various packages, என்னென்ன packages use பண்ணா React router install பண்ணிருக்கணும், React router native கொடுத்துருக்கணும், React router DOM கொடுத்துருக்கணும். ஓகேங்களா? So React router API, a browser router or React router API is the most popular library for routing in a React navigate among different components. Different components, இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு create component create பண்ணோம் இல்லையா, என்ன component create பண்ணோம், hook counterனு ஒரு component create பண்ணோம், right? So அந்த மாதிரி different components create பண்ணுறதுக்கு it will be useful. That is navigate பண்ணுறதுக்கு. Okay, these are the three React router libraries we need to install: React router native and React router DOM. So the next is how routing works and routing mechanism works. We know the routing is user side navigation to different pages or different pages on the website, right? So how it is going to perform? This is a browser, other browser router API number, that is browser router and React router API வந்து நம்ம கண்டிப்பா அந்த library add பண்ணிருக்கணும் at the top left, so that we will it will easy to work with this. Okay, and history கொடுக்கும், React create histories நமக்கு கொடுக்கும், and props router ko route னு ஒன்று இருக்கும் and flow இருக்கும். ஓகேங்களா? And every rendering mechanism has its own routing way to navigate, but dealing with React router here that comes under the client side routing, but eventually under the client side rendering has a dynamic mechanism to look upon. Okay, what are the different types of routers in React router? So now வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா browser router, and another one is hash router, and the other one is memory router, and last one is static router. Okay, so it is a most common type and most used type of a router that is uses the HTML5 history API, push state, replay state, and then the pop state event, so making the UI in a synchronous with URL. And what is the hash router? Hash router means, as the name sounds, this type of router uses a hash portion of the URL, keeping your UI in a synchronous with URL. And memory router, a router that keeps the history of your URL in memory, does not like to put it in the address bar. So often used but useful in a testing and non-browser environment like React Native. So another use of and components in React router. So this is a simple kind of components which is available in the React router. app.jsx and header bar links irukku, and then browser router. So idellame correct mention panna, browser router irukonu, switch irukonu, route irukonu. So route la over route leme paathu page A, page B and page C. Okay, so first idile vandu neenga thaniyave links provide pannirveenga, and இங்கே வந்து காம்பனன்ஸோட நேம் கொடுத்து ஃபெச் பண்ணணும். ஸோ இது வந்து இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் நோட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க, ப்ரௌசர் ரவுட்டர் அண்ட் ஸ்விட்ச் அண்ட் ரவுட்டர். So it is clearly explained like what is browser router. Browser router means it is one of the parent component. It is used to store all the routees. So it is a parent component. It is used to store all the routing. Okay, and is basically instruct the React app to navigate the components based on the route requested by the client. It is usually given an alias name as router for ease of reference. It allows us to frame a complete and proper URL for navigation. Clear? And the hash router, it is the same as a browser router but covers the two disadvantages of it. When a browser router is not able to handle some old legacy server or a static server like GitHub pages, then the hash router replaces it. So as the name suggests, it first and foremost adds hash to forming a, because hash router hash use pannu, right, a base URL, and is used when there is no dependencies on the server side configuration. And route matchers. So the routers paathachu, ipo route matchers, React route, app and product icons mention பண்ணியாச்சு, and user preferred details. React router becomes the root of the component tree. Okay, and it reads the incoming props first and then determine what the child route to initiate. Pure, the matchers to navigate the clients to and from the correct URL requested for using. So route and switch. Route it is the most basic component that maps the location to different React components to render the specific UI when the path matches the URL. And switch. So idellame enna description ungalku puriyudha, idha pathi dhaan nam pesikkom. Now we were talking about the switch and route. Okay, route and switch pathi paakom. So route is map a location to the different React component. Switch edukana what similarly to the switch statement mari, okayla, correct fetch panni kudukum. And route changers. Route changers la vandu link irukku, nav link irukku, redirect pannu. Link na primary way to navigate the routes inside of putting it in the address bar. You render it on a UI as fully accessible just like a anchor mari work agum, that is href tag. Navigation means link madri work agum, and redirect means redirect panni namalukku out. Okay, so how we can create this React router? So first we need to give npm install react router dom kuduma. So inga mention pannirudangala, so here it is. Here we need to install the React router and React router DOM. So in a direct away we have given like npm install React router DOM. So if you want to know more about this, you can visit npm node package manager, check pannina you can see the detail of it. Okay, and build an api.js React component. Okay, and in the src directory create one component file called app.js. Make 3 components. If you have 3 components create panna, so this is your first component, and this is second, and this is the third component. This is about it, this is home, this is contact. And register the routes in the api.js file. So first step on the main.js la kudukonu, and app.js la we are just welcoming the things, and here we are creating a 3 components, and 4th step register the routes in the app.js file. So link pananum, and we need to give the path. It's very simple. Let's see one example how we can work on this. Just give me 1 minute. வரலையா? அவனெல்லாம் தூக்கிட்டு போக முடியாது. ஏன் அப்பா விட வேண்டியதானே அம்மா? Okay guys, sorry. Okay, let's so நம்மளுக்கு வந்து we understood so என்னென்ன நம்ம that is create பண்ணணும் புரிஞ்சுச்சியா? So just நான் திருப்பியும் ஒரு recap கொடுக்குறேன். Okay, so first வந்து installing so npm I react router dom. ஓகேங்களா? கிரியேட் பண்ணதுக்கு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா this is for installing. first வந்து installing-க்கு நீங்கள் react dom router dom வந்து install பண்ணணும்னா we need to use this particular command on the terminal. ஓகேங்களா? and importing react router. so react router எப்படி import பண்ணலாம்? just we need to give imports browser router routes root. so இதில் என்னன்னு பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா? ஸோ நம்ம இந்த PPT-ல என்ன சொல்லியிருந்தாங்க? we need to import this. so it has multiple reason why we are going for this, right? so PPT-ல just I can so browser router எதுக்கு நமக்கு யூஸ் ஆகுது? it is used to store all the route components store பண்ணதுக்காக we are using it. and what is route then? so route எதுக்கு add பண்ணுறோம்? it is the most basic component that map location to different React component to render the specific UI. okay, so from எங்க இருந்து எடுக்கிறோம்? like we are getting it from the this particular library. this is for importing. so now we will create one application. so in application just home.js file and about.js file and contact. let's go. So now fresh page, let's take to Vana. Just go with src folder. Let me create one component. okay, so component என்ற ஒரு folder create பண்ணிடுங்க. எப்பவுமே வந்து நீங்க navigate பண்ற மாதிரி தான் நீங்க pages create பண்ணுவீங்க real time ரைட்டா? ஸோ அதனால எப்பவுமே ஒரு காம்பனெண்ட் இல்லை நீங்கள் உங்களுக்கு என்ன நேம் வேணுமோ அது மாதிரி க்ரியேட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஓகே, ஸோ ஹியர் ஐம் கிவிங் அ ஃபைல் டு பி about.js and then இன்னொரு ஃபைல் வந்து ஐம் கிவிங் contacts.js Here I'm giving home contact and home.js. So these are the three files I have imported. So first home.js file என்ன கொடுக்கலாம். So நம்ம எப்படி files கொடுக்கணும்னு அந்த steps ஒரு வாட்டி பார்த்துக்கலாமா. So steps வந்து just go here. So step 1 வந்து we need to go with the main.js and app.js file, and then home.js file code, and this one about and for contact.js file, and finally அப்புறமா தான் என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க, லாஸ்ட் app.js file நீங்கள் ஆட் பண்ணுவீங்க. clear? So like this we can do. So first home.js, first import react from import react from here. இது வெறும் home. இதில் என்னென்னா ஒரே ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷனல் காம்பனன்ட் கிரியேட் பண்ணிக்கிறேன், home of உள்ள, and also I will export this default home. Just நான் ஒரு வெல்கம் மெசேஜ் மட்டும் ரிட்டர்ன் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். Okay, so இந்த மாதிரி something I'm just given. Okay, so this is nothing but I'm returning some text message in the home. And next is I'm creating a file called this one app.js file போயிடலாம். Sorry, one minute. Yes, I'm sorry, about.js file. Return import react from here. Component name, return keyword div container, h2 ல just text மட்டும் கொடுக்குறேன். Okay. லிங்க் ஒன்று க்ரியேட் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். ஜஸ்ட் இது எல்லாமே அந்த பேஜ் செலக்ட் பண்ணால் என்ன வியூ ஆகணும் அதை நீங்கள் மென்ஷன் பண்ணுங்க, சரிங்களா? நாங்கள் ஜஸ்ட் சிம்பிளாக கொடுத்துருக்கோம், எக்ஸ்போர்ட் default about. Clear? Next is go to the contact.js file. Okay, the contact just I'm giving an address, so I'm just giving as address. So address and create and then I'm giving some text here. Okay, now so I know address now. is the address? Okay, let me take this. Okay, the address in add and I'm just exporting it. Export default. Okay. ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் இப்போ வந்து நம்ம 3 ஃபைல் ஆட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். இது எல்லாமே ரவுட்டிங்கில் நம்ம பண்ணணும். ஸோ எங்கே போய் பண்ணுறது ஒரு ரவுட்டிங்கில் app.js ஃபைல் பாருங்க. app.js ஃபைலில் ஜஸ்ட் ஐ ரிமூவ் ஆல் திஸ். என்னென்ன ஸ்டெப்ஸ் பார்த்தோம்? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரியாக்ட் கமா காம்போனன்ட். ஸோ காம்போனன்ட் கொடுக்குறதுனா காம்போனன்ட் மென்ஷன் பண்ணியாச்சு ஃப்ரம் ரியாக்ட். ஓகே, அண்ட் தென் I'm importing a browser router. The browser router has a router. So இதெல்லாமே நம்ம பார்த்துருக்கோம். ரவுட்ஸ் இருக்கு, ரவுட் இருக்கு. ஓகே, ஸோ ரவுட் கொடுத்தாச்சு. அண்ட் தென் ஐ நீட் அ லிங்க். ஓகே, இதெல்லாமே இங்கே ஆட் பண்ணியாச்சு. ஃப்ரம் எதுலேருந்து? ஃப்ரம் ரியாக்ட் router DOM. And one more thing we missed. என்ன அப்படின்னா we need to install the React router here, right? So எப்படி install பண்ணோம்? We need to use npm and I React router DOM. So now we'll check in the package.json file. Ready to install by so let's check in npm. Okay, now it is installed. Let's check now. So பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா உங்களுக்கு தெரியுதா React router DOM வந்து package.json ஃபைல்ல நமக்கு இன்ஸ்டால் ஆயிருக்கு. Okay, so now we will again get into the app.js file. You can give the link. So இப்படி லிங்க் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்றது கொடுத்துருவோம். Okay, so first one வந்து import home from ./component about file, and last one is that. So finally we have imported all this. இந்த இது கான்செப்ட் புரிஞ்சுச்சாமா எதுக்காக இம்போர்ட் பண்ணணும்னு? Just give thumbs up or say yes or no guys. புரிஞ்சுச்சா இந்த கான்செப்ட்? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஏன் இதெல்லாமே நம்ம இன்க்ளூட் பண்றோம் இங்க அப்படின்ட்டு. What about others? ஜோஷ்வா மட்டும் தான் சொல்லிருக்காங்க. What about others? Not understood? Understood, right? Okay. Class keyword and the class name is app and extends keyword component. Okay, so the render method use pannalam. Render method written and router. So div class name is equals to app. Okay, so just a class last name number unordered list over details view and then it should, if I click on that link, it should open the details of that particular file. Okay, now so unordered list I'm just giving a class name again. Class name app. Okay, now so next list of element. Use attribute and just I'm navigating. So இங்க வந்து ஹோம்க்கு டைரக்டாவே போய்டும். இங்க வந்து எனக்கு அபௌட்க்கு நேவிகேட் ஆகணும். Changing to about and then here I'm giving as a contact. So contact name. Name put a name and another list name. And next after giving the router, so inga route agano path set பண்றதுக்கு I'm creating a routes here. So routes routes என்ன பண்ணீங்கன்னா routes inside the route I'm just giving some exact path. So exact path எங்க போகணும் அப்படின்றத மென்ஷன் பண்ணணும். So path is equals to report slash and then elements in the path la vandu direct pandradhukku about page and here it is in contact. Okay, so elemental for this one home, it is for about Okay, so let's see. So about it is showing a link in this one and contact information is showing the contact information. So clear amma? Routers புரிஞ்சிச்சுல எல்லாருக்குமே. So how we can work on this? Next is React connection with some product. So the Azure we'll do it later, okay? So we can so once you understand about cloud only, you can get the answers. So now, can you tell me the answer for this one? Consider the following code from the React router. What do you call ID in the path prop? So can I get the answer? So again the answer varum. So in ID means it refers. What is this? This you can put it in the chat box. Consider the following. A code from the React router. What do you call as a ID in the path props? So either on the ID you mention பண்ணுவீங்க. So finally I'll tell you the answer. So யாருக்கு தெரியலையா the answer? So what is the answer for this one? So ID means so what it will be? யாருமே ஐடியா இல்லையா? Okay, so இதுக்கு எல்லாமே ஆன்சர் பார்த்துட்டு வாங்க இப்போ நான், ஓகேங்களா? So consider the following. Let me put it in the chat box. Okay, you just find the answer for this. So இது one, and then next one, which library used for routing the React application. So I will also give you the options also. Okay, and next one, which library is used for routing the React application. So on Monday namukku session illaya, so I'll be asking on Tuesday. So just get the answer for all these questions. Answer part 1. Okay. Okay, நீங்க ஆன்சர் சொல்லிருக்கீங்களா? நான் பார்க்கல. Okay, it is B parameter. Okay. And what about the second one? Which library is used for routing in React application? React application இல்ல, routing க்கு எது யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம்? எந்த application யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம்? Anyone? React router. Yes, correct. And what is React hook? Let me show it here itself. So what is React hook? A way to add functionality to the class component, or a way to manage data within a component, or a way to reuse a stateful logic across a component, or way to manage routing in a web application. So what will be the answer to this one? So, any answer for anyone knows the answer for this one? Option A. No. So, way to add functionality to class components in our hooks use பண்ண மாட்டோமே. Hooksல class components கிடையாது. Yes, see, Joshua. Yes, a way to use a stateful logic across a component. Okay. Yeah. Next, what is the purpose of useState hook in the React.js? What is the purpose? Let's see who answered. So, இதுக்கு என்ன ஆன்சர் வருமா? Fourth questionக்கு என்ன ஆன்சர்? Any idea? So, you got C, to manage a data within a component. Okay. வேற என்ன ஆப்ஷன்? வேற யாருக்கும் ஆன்சர்ஸ் தெரியலையா? So it will be the First one, right, to update the state of the component. And fifth one, what is the purpose of a use effect hooks in the React.js? So main நம்ம use stateல என்ன பண்ணுவோம்னா just we will be assigning a value and we will update the value, right, using a use state. And what is the purpose of use effect hook in a React.js? So Ashok Kumar B, to render a component to the DOM, okay, without any side effects. Clear? So now in this advanced concept, so page routing பார்த்தோம், hooks பார்த்தோம், apps இன்னும் பார்க்கல, page that is React connections இன்னும் பார்க்கல, ஓகேங்களா? அது afternoon session நம்ம கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணிடலாம். கிளியரா? So in the evening session என்னென்ன எக்ஸிக்யூட் பண்ணலாம்னா I will showcase you some application. React appsல எப்படி வந்து applications create பண்றது, ஓகேங்களா? அது ஒன்று பார்க்கலாம். Different applications, ஒரு quiz app எப்படி create பண்றது, and other some applications, ஓகேங்களா, using React and React connection. As of now we don't know Azure portal, right? Azure portal க்கு நமக்கு access இல்லை. ஸோ அதனால் என்ன பண்ணலாம்னா we will do it in the last. ஸோ லாஸ்ட் கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணுறப்போ நம்ம முடிச்சுக்கலாம். ஸோ இப்போதைக்கு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ரியாக்ட் கனெக்ஷனில் I will be using a GitHubல எப்படி கனெக்ட் பண்ணுறதுன்னு பார்க்கலாம். கிளியராமா? ஸோ வில் டூ இட் இந்த ஆஃப்டர்நூன் செஷன் இது ரெண்டும் முடிச்சுட்டு அண்ட் I will start with the spring. ஸோ ஸ்ப்ரிங் கான்செப்ட் வந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாம். ஸோ now let's the attendance. Yes, Divya. Sorry, Devi.
Present, ma'am.
Harshini.
Present, ma'am.
Tula present. Harshini present. Santosh. Amrish Kumar. Kavimala present. Sarguna Sundari.
Present, ma'am.
Anusha. Hamstanisha. கொஞ்சம் சவுண்டா சொல்லுங்க, ஒண்ணுமே கேட்கல.
Ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Vaishali.
Present, ma'am.
Shivashankari.
Present, ma'am.
Angasweta present. Lavanya
Present, ma'am.
present. Okay. Rahul Raj
Present,
present.
ma'am.
Roshini
Present, ma'am.
Janani Priya Shivabala
Present, ma'am.
Maharaju
Present, ma'am.
Shashankan present. Murali Naveen Kumar
Present, ma'am.
Armugam P present Nama Armugam Armugam P present Uday Kumar Sanjay Narendran
Present, ma'am.
name Narendran தானே
Yes, ma'am. Narendran.
present
Present, ma'am.
Kumar Joshua present Akash
Present, ma'am.
Gopal
Present, ma'am.
Kavichoran
Present, ma'am.
Chania present Harshavat
Ma'am, Ramya present, ma'am.
Mohammed Tajuddin
Present, ma'am.
Venkatesh
English present, ma'am.
Rajesh
Present, ma'am.
Pragadish
Present, ma'am.
Arunar Varun Prasanna
Present, ma'am.
Suman
Present, ma'am.
Ishwar
Present, ma'am.
Vijayalakshmi present Shalini
Present, ma'am.
Sindhuja
Present, ma'am.
Venkateshwara Murthy
Present, ma'am.
Abarna
Present, ma'am.
Krishnaveni
Present, ma'am.
Ashok Kumar present Prasanna Kumar present தானே
Present, ma'am.
Gayatri
Present, ma'am.
Arnachalam K
Present, ma'am.
Abhineshwar Vasantiyam
Present, ma'am.
Thamarakannan
Present, ma'am.
Adishta Lakshmi
Present, ma'am.
Sovia
Present, ma'am.
Chidambara Raj Satyapriya
Present, ma'am.
Robin D
Present, ma'am.
Sugapriya present, ma'am.
Sugapriya
Present, ma'am.
Robin B present இல்ல okay
Present, ma'am.
Ashwin DK Vinisha
Present, ma'am.
Ashwin M
Present, ma'am.
Madhyaragan
Present, ma'am.
Lavanya K
Present, ma'am.
Benjamin Ganesius Saravanan E Siranjeevi
Present, ma'am.
Gauri Shankar Mohammed Salman Meenakshi Sundaram
Present, ma'am.
Satish Kumar
Ma'am.
Robin R Sam Jose, Tamil Selvan,
Present, ma'am.
Naren, Ilayaraja,
Present, ma'am.
Nitish Kumar,
Present, ma'am.
Shiva Bharati,
Present, ma'am.
Manigandan,
Present, ma'am.
Guru Prasad,
Present, ma'am.
Ashwin BK present, ma'am.
Venkatesh present, ma'am.